Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and let the world around you fade. Together, we will journey to a realm where myths come alive and mysteries whisper their secrets. This is your moment to pause, to wonder, and to escape.
The birth of Pan, a wild god for the wild world. Pan was born to the god Hermes and a nymph named Dryope. But he was no ordinary god. From the moment of his birth, Pan was unlike any other deity. He had the legs and horns of a goat and the upper body of a man, an embodiment of the wilderness and freedom of nature itself. His cries echoed like the winds, and even as a baby, he wandered away from his mother and into the deep forests. Pan grew up in the wilderness, where the trees whispered his name and the rivers ran with his laughter. He roamed through hills and valleys, always by himself, surrounded by the untamed forces of the earth. Unlike the other gods, who often lived in palaces or divine homes, Pan's home was the vast wilderness, where he lived in harmony with the animals and the natural world. The solitary music of Pan. The woods were Pan's sanctuary. He spent hours walking through the forest, the sound of nature filling his ears. But it was when Pan began to play his pipes, crafted from reeds he found by the riverside, that Pan's true magic emerged. His music was wild and haunting, yet it had a strange power to soothe the souls of those who heard it. When Pan played, it was as if the earth itself came alive. His music made the trees sway, the animals pause in their tracks, and even the rivers would hum with a quiet rhythm. But at the same time, Pan's music had a deep, isolating quality. It echoed through the wilderness like a distant call, inviting those who heard it to wander deeper into the solitude of nature. The search for connection, Pan and the nymphs. Despite his deep connection with nature, Pan was not entirely content in his solitude. He longed for companionship, especially the nymphs of the forest. Pan's heart, like the untamed forest he roamed, was full of passion, and he often pursued the nymphs who danced through the woods. However, his advances were often met with rejection or fear. Many of the nymphs found Pan's appearance unsettling. His goat legs and horns were not the image of the delicate beauty they saw in a partner. But Pan, unbothered by these rejections, would wander deeper into the woods, playing his pipes to soothe his heartache. Though he was alone, the music he played was an expression of his emotions, his longing for connection, his love for the untamed world, and his acceptance of his solitude. The power of Pan's song, the call of the wild. One of the most famous tales of Pan is his encounter with the satyr god of the forest, Syrinx. Syrinx, a beautiful nymph, was pursued by Pan, but she did not wish to be caught by him. In a desperate bid to escape his advances, she fled to the riverbank, calling out to the river gods to help. The river gods transformed her into a cluster of reeds, leaving Pan to find only the soft, hollow stalks where she had once stood. Instead of anger, Pan felt a deep sense of loss, but his heartbreak led him to a creative solution. He took the reeds and fashioned them into a pipe, the very pipes that would become his signature instrument. As he played them, his sorrow transformed into music, and the sound echoed through the forest, calling out to both the lonely and the free-spirited. Pan's pipes, called the Pan Flute, became an enduring symbol of his connection to the wild, to solitude, and to the beauty of nature's most fleeting moments. The song that flowed from the pipes became an invitation to others to come and listen, to be still, and to experience the wildness of the world around them. Pan's solitude and freedom, a lesson from the wild. Though Pan was often alone, he was never lonely in a way that humans experience solitude. His solitude was a reflection of his deep connection to nature and the universe's untamed forces. His music became a bridge for others to connect with the natural world, but he never sought to change who he was for the sake of companionship. He was free in his solitude, unbound by the expectations of others. In Pan's world, solitude was not a punishment. It was a space for reflection, creativity, and growth. It was a space where one could be fully themselves, without the need for approval or validation. Through his music, Pan taught that true freedom comes not from constant connection, but from embracing one's inner wildness, accepting solitude as a place of strength, and allowing it to inspire new beginnings. The lesson of Pan, embracing solitude as strength. The story of Pan teaches us that solitude does not have to be feared or avoided. It is in those quiet, solitary moments that we find our true selves, free from the distractions of the world. Pan, with his wild heart and music, shows us that our solitude can be a source of power, creativity, and connection to the natural world. The lesson from Pan's life is clear. To embrace solitude is to embrace freedom. Just as Pan's music echoed through the wilderness, we too can create our own song in the quiet moments of life. Solitude is not an absence of company. It is an opportunity for deep connection with ourselves and the world around us.
As the whispers of myth fade into the stillness, carry their magic with you into the world. Until we meet again, may your spirit wander, and may your days be filled with wonder. Thank you for listening to Whispering Myth.
If you enjoyed this story and want to hear more, be sure to subscribe to Whispering Myth. That way, you won't miss out on any of the magical tales that I share. Don't forget to like this video and leave a comment. Thank you for listening, and until we meet again, may the whispers of myths guide your dreams.